9 killed in gruesome van and ice truck accident. Defence Ministry to buy more military hardware with Budget 2018 allocation. Good evening, I'm Jessica Lee and you're watching News on 2. 9 people were killed while another was severely injured after being involved in a gruesome head-on collision between a van and an ice truck at Jalan Air Kuning, Mambang Diawan in Tapah early this morning. According to Tapah District Police Chief Superintendent Somsakdin Keliau, all the deceased were workers at a vegetable farm in Malim Nawar. During the 6:45 a.m. incident, the van, which was carrying all 9 victims, was travelling from Air Kuning towards Mambang Diawan.
Dari siasatan kita dipercayai motor lori ini telah mengambil selekoh dan telah memasuki laluan motor van dan berlanggar secara berdepan dengan berjalan depan. Jadi keadaan kenderaan telah melekatlah.
Superintendent Somsakdin was speaking to reporters at the Tapah Hospital. All the victims were sent to Tapah Hospital while the 22-year-old ice truck driver, who suffered serious injuries, was taken to Raja Permaisuri Bainon Ipoh Hospital for treatment. Both drivers have no previous history of traffic offences recorded, and the case is being investigated under Section 41, Subsection 1A, APJ 1987. Meanwhile, police are on the hunt for a trailer driver involved in a fatal accident along kilometre 270.2 of the North-South Highway near the Seremban Rest area in Negeri Sembilan yesterday evening. Both Lau Lian Huat, 62, and Lim Agim, 60, died at the scene when they succumbed to severe injuries to the head and body in the 4-car pileup. According to Nilai Police Chief Superintendent Zaldino Zaludin, in the 5 p.m. incident, the trailer heading from the north lost control and skidded onto the opposite lane, ramming into the victim's car as well as 2 other vehicles. Zaldino disclosed that the case was being investigated according to Section 41, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi stressed that Budget 2018 presented by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak yesterday was a comprehensive budget that oversees all segments of society. He said the government had also intensified its efforts to allow private sectors to invest more in order to expand the economy.
Menumpukan kawasan-kawasan pendalaman yang mahu dibangunkan. Ya, itu satu. Yang keduanya, ucapan belanjawan PM untuk menterjemahkan apa yang terdapat dalam rancangan Malaysia ke-11 di dalam pelaksanaan bajet 2018.
He said this in a groundbreaking ceremony of a bridge in Perak Middle District connecting Bagan Datuk to Kampung Sejago. Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid, who is also the Home Minister, added that Budget 2018, with an allocation of 280.25 billion ringgit, is the biggest budget since Datuk Sri Najib took over the premiership. The slew of initiatives for police personnel to be rolled out under the 2018 budget reflects the government's effort to increase safety at the borders and enhance public order. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak, who disclosed this when tabling Budget 2018 yesterday, gave the government's commitment of almost 9 billion ringgit to the Royal Malaysian Police, or PDRM, and more than 900 million ringgit to the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, or MMEA. He said both security forces in the country are being allocated significant funding in Budget 2018 in the government's commitment to ensure their well-being. Elaborating on the main programs under these allocations, he said 3 billion ringgit was being allocated for procuring and maintaining defence assets and 720 million ringgit to build 11 headquarters and 6 police stations, as well as purchase of firearm fittings and operations vehicles. It said the sum of 490 million ringgit was allocated to MMEA for repairing and maintaining ships and boats, upgrading jetties, as well as procuring 3 patrol boats. Meanwhile, the Defence Ministry will use the 14 billion ringgit allocation disbursed under the Preparedness, Safety and Training agenda in the Budget 2018 presentation to implement the acquisition of new assets as well as maintaining and upgrading existing assets. Defence Minister Datuk Seri Syamuddin Tun Hussein said that the Malaysian Army will receive 6 MD-530G light attack helicopters, 155mm self-propelled howitzers, 105mm pack howitzer cannons and special equipment for the Group Gerak Khas GGK. The Navy will receive 6 littoral combat ships and 4 littoral mission ships which are currently under construction. Meanwhile, the Air Force will receive 4 maritime patrol aircraft units which will be issued to patrol national waters. Furthermore, the Nuri helicopter, Hawk aircraft and the C-130 carrier aircraft will also be upgraded.
Jadi saya puas hati dari segi kesiapsiagaan aset-aset bersandarkan kepada keperluan dan permintaan daripada tiga cabang tadi. Dan ini saya rasa dapat memenuhi keperluan tentera darat, udara dan laut untuk 1 tahun yang akan datang.
Datuk Seri Hishamuddin officiated the launch of the Task Force Agenda Pendidikan Sembrong TAPS in Kluang, Johor. The budget allocation will be used to strengthen the security levels in Sabah and Sarawak by allotting 22 million ringgit to upgrade 18 new border control posts along the border of Sabah, Sarawak and Kalimantan. The Immigration Department has yet to finalize the levies and fees to be paid by employers who want to hire maids directly from source countries. Deputy Home Minister Datuk Nur Jaslan Mohamad said the levies and fees will not be more than 3,000 ringgit in an effort to lower the cost of hiring maids. Datuk Nur Jaslan said previously agents will charge more because they have to pay for the maids' health screenings and training. Through the new system, the process of hiring maids is seen more transparent as the middleman or agent is taken out of the picture.
Fee yang yang dikenakan oleh immigration sekarang ini masuk levy dan sebagainya belum lagi diperincikan lah. Tapi mungkin tak lebih daripada RM3,000 lah keseluruhan levy dan sebagainya. Levy dan juga fee pengurusan yang lain yang dikenakan immigration.
He said this after checking on the progress of the refurbishment works at Sri Indah Flats in Taman Tampoy Indah in Johor Bahru. Datuk Seri Najib, when tabling the 2018 budget yesterday, announced employers can now opt to engage maids directly from a total of 9 source countries. UEM Group Berhad and the Employees Provident Fund or EPF said the abolishment of the toll collections at Batu Tiga and Sungai Rasau in Selangor and Bukit Kayu Hitam in Kedah follows a series of discussions held between the government and the group as well as EPF. Now, UEM and EPF are major shareholders of Plus Malaysia Berhad or Plus. In a joint statement, UEM Group said it will continue to safeguard the highway that forms the backbone of Peninsular Malaysia, guide management of Plus to preserve as well as improve its financial viability. At the same time, UEM Group aims to strive to be conscious of the rakyat's welfare and needs, which includes providing a well-maintained safe highway and pleasant user experience. EPF said as a major investor, it is committed to sustainable returns to members while delivering value to the people and all highway users. The Amanah Dana Anak Malaysia, Adam 50, will benefit Malaysian babies born within the next 5 years, as announced in the budget presentation yesterday. Through the Adam 50, all babies born Malaysian citizens between January the 1st, 2018 until December 31st, 2022 will receive 200 free incentive trust fund units that will be automatically credited to them after the registration process is completed by their parents or guardian. Permodalan Nasional Berhad PNB informed that Adam 50 involves two funds, which are the Amanah Saham Bumiputera ASB for Bumiputera babies and Amanah Saham Satu Malaysia AS1 Malaysia for non-Bumiputera babies. The 200 incentive units and all dividends received as the initial amount can only be redeemed after the child turns 18 years old. In addition, as an effort to encourage additional investments into the child's account, parents or guardians can make additional investments into the account of AS1 Malaysia for non-Bumiputera babies up to a limit of 50,000 units. For Bumiputera babies, the PNB plans to increase the investment limit of the account Remaja ASB from 50,000 units to 200,000 units, which is subject to compliance requirements. The Ministry of Higher Education has received with open arms an increased allocation total from 12.28 billion ringgit to 13.89 billion ringgit for the development of higher education. A positive boost for the education sector, the budget will also help improve the excellence of higher education institutions, particularly in the fields of research, development and commercialization.
So this is the summary. So peningkatan sebanyak 13.15% as compared to the previous year, right? This year next year we are getting 13.9 billion as compared to last year we got 12.28 billion.
Datuk Dr. Mary Yap was met after officiating the English Carnival 2017 held at University Utara Malaysia in Sintok, Kedah. Johor Permaisuri Raja Zarith Sofia Sultan Idris Shah has called on all parties to work together in monitoring the activities of teenagers following the fire at a religious school in Kuala Lumpur last month. Her Majesty said that both she and Johor ruler Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar was saddened by the deaths of the 21 students and 2 teachers in the fire at the Darul Quran Ittifaqiyah Tahfiz School. During her speech at University Technology Malaysia's UTM 59th convocation ceremony today, Raja Zarith said what is more frightening is that it was an act by underage teenagers believed to be under the influence of drugs. Her Majesty suggested that UTM graduates carry out activities with secondary school students that would be beneficial and helpful to them. She hoped that UTM students can become examples of youngsters with dignity and moral values. Raja Zarith also hoped that UTM, as an education and research centre with international standing, would play a role in helping to overcome social problems through community programs. Deficit reduction target reflects government's commitment towards fiscal consolidation. Welcome back. The 2.8% fiscal deficit reduction target from next year's gross domestic product, GDP, reflects the government's commitment towards achieving fiscal consolidation. Bank Negara Governor Tan Sri Muhammad Ibrahim said this was in line with the government's stand to implement a prudent budget.
And this is most welcome. And another, I think, that need to be highlighted is the announcement by the Prime Minister that the fiscal deficit will be targeted at 2.8. It just shows the commitment of the government to consolidate the fiscal incentive. And this is consistent with the many announcements made by the Prime Minister that the fiscal position conducted by the government will be a responsible one.
Speaking to reporters in Labuan, Tan Sri Muhammad Ibrahim said according to the feasibility studies, the construction of the bridge connecting Labuan with mainland Sabah will boost the economies of both areas. Furthermore, it will strengthen Labuan's status as an international business and financial centre, IBFC. About 3,000 Kedai Rakyat Satu Malaysia or KRIM 2.0 will be opened in stages until end of next year. Now, 50 outlets are scheduled to open in the first quarter of 2018. Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Consumerism Minister Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin said through the new concept, KRIM 2.0 will no longer be carried out on a franchise basis, but open to all parties keen to open their own business outlet. Essential items such as cooking oil, rice, sugar, salt and flour will be sold at cheaper than market prices.
5 barang-barang ini akan dijual dengan harga yang rendah daripada di luar sana. Dan juga 50 lagi barang-barang keperluan harian akan kita jadikan barang-barang yang dapat dijual di kedai krim nanti dengan harga yang paling berpatutan. Ini akan memberikan lagi perasaan yang selesa kepada semua pengguna dalam negara.
He was met after launching Friends of KPDNKK in Kanga Perlis. Now, Bukit Kayu Hitam Assemblyman Dato' Ahmad Zaini Japar said that the abolition of tolls in Bukit Kayu Hitam, or BKH, effective January the 1st, 2018, as announced in Budget 2018, will certainly attract more tourists from southern Thailand to visit Kedah. According to Dato' Ahmad Zaini, the toll abolition will benefit Bukit Kayu Hitam residents, especially those who travel frequently across the border for business purposes or visiting relatives. Currently, those who wish to enter Malaysia via Bukit Kayu Hitam are required to pay a toll rate of RM3.60.
Kalau satu hari mereka terpaksa berulang-alik selama 2 atau 3 kali, ini sangat-sangat membebankan dan amat dirasai oleh terutamanya penduduk-penduduk yang berpendapatan rendah. Jadi dengan pemansuhan tol ini, ianya mengurangkan bebanan perbelanjaan mereka setiap hari.
The Bukit Kayu Hitam border is one of the main entrance choices for tourists, especially those from southern Thailand. The abolition will boost economic growth in the region with the development of the duty-free zone Bukit Kayu Hitam. More than 200,000 paddy farmers nationwide will be recipients of the RM200 monthly payout for 3 months while waiting for harvest, as announced in Budget 2018. Deputy Finance Minister Dato' Othman Aziz, however, said the farmers need to fulfill several criteria before being eligible for the incentive. Dato' Osman, who is also Muda Agricultural Development Authority, or MADA chairman, said about 57,000 farmers under MADA are eligible to receive the incentive.
Saya yakinlah dengan 200 ini ia akan meringankan bebanan kalau ada, tapi ianya membantu keluarga tani ini untuk meneruskan kehidupan. Jadi ini merupakan satu kejutan pada petani-petani lah sebenarnya. Selain daripada subsidi yang diberikan selama ini dikekalkan.
He said this after launching the One Community, One JPJ program in Jerlun, Kedah. Budget 2018 allocates RM150 million for a RM200 monthly payout for 3 months to paddy farmers waiting for harvest. Conclude this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, 9 killed in gruesome van and ice truck head-on collision. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon with me for more updates. Till then.